In 10 minutes, I'm gonna go zap my brain for science. I'm gonna go get some TMS on my head. It's been recommended to me by a couple of doctors. I like doctors. Still don't know if it's gonna work. I have a lot of doubts in my life in general. Doubts if I really have problems, if I've just prolonged a bad habit or a series of bad habits. Doubts if this will work. I mean, it sounds a little. My first thought when I heard about TMS was like, oh, that's like a lobotomy. That's like a weird therapy. But did a bunch of research and it's supposed to be great. I'm excited, hopeful. Yeah, I'm going in a couple minutes. I kind of just had an instinct to film, and I normally don't. And I've justified that instinct as, oh, maybe there's someone else that's gonna do a lot of research like me and gonna want to see how it actually affects someone day to day, what they're thinking beforehand, how it changed them after then, stuff like that. The science is good, and we need data. Sometimes we also need that emotional, that piece to help us, I don't know, win us over. I got a host of problems. Trying to be honest, I don't like when people will make their diagnosis their into veganism or CrossFitism. I think we should treat all people with kindness, and if there is some diagnosis or something with it, then we should extend patience in that way, or extend grace in that way. But I have OCD, I have depression, I have ADD, I have major depressive disorder, and then I have sleep problems that's undefined. Just always feel tired, which is no good. Got my blood drawn for over the past decade. Thyroid's fine. Kind of all the main things are fine. The best way that I've handled most of these things is through good friendships, and medication and therapy. Good friendships I notice the least when they're good. I notice the most when they're not. Medication, I've tried like 15 different ones. Currently I'm on Sertraline. I was at 200 milligrams and I recently went down to 150. SSRI ups the dopamine, or regulates the serotonin, which ups the dopamine. I forget. Also on some Adderall that helps with the energy, that helps with the focus, helps with getting out of bed, actually doing things. And then sometimes I take trazodone for sleep. So done a good amount of drugs. Been in and out of therapy for about 10 years. Had a couple, I think 3 counselors that I've lasted over 2 years with. Really enjoyed them. Yeah, good friends are important. Recently was in a pretty dark spot. That manifests for me kind of just in apathy. Even if there's something I knew I needed to do, I didn't care, didn't want to do it. That was a pretty dangerous place to be. I was there for about a month. And after that, I got better. I was less apathetic. I would start doing the things I know I needed to do. But the sadness, the lack of energy stayed. Even when sleep, exercise, food, sun, people were the only things I was doing. I didn't want to do any of it. I was doing it. Still felt that way for about 2 months. So eventually, my dad recommended a psychiatrist at WashU. My dad had a conversation with the psychiatrist. I had a conversation with the psychiatrist, and eventually they mentioned TMS. Initially freaked me out. Why would I put laser magnetic electrodes into my head? But did a lot of research, really good remission rates, really low side effects. Biggest problem that I saw was the cost. So did a lot of research on the right technologies, did a lot of research on the type of people, all that stuff, and then even types of insurances that would take it. Here we are, and I probably should be going in. It's 1:26 and I don't know exactly the room to go into. I will be late, but TMS is putting magnetic stimulation on a certain area of the brain, part of the brain that they think is dormant or has been proven dormant through trials and errors and symptoms and stuff like that. And it slowly says, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like I said, good research. My main fear was like a personality change or something like that. They said no proof of that or no stuff of that. I forget. That personality change was probably the thing I was most scared for. Second most thing I'm scared for, this could be part of the doubt, is that I go through all of this and nothing changes. That terrifies me because that tells me either it's some problem that I'm not aware of, or science isn't aware of, or I haven't figured out yet, or that, like I said earlier, it's just me perpetuating bad habits. That would terrify me. Ideally, my way, I would have it.
I found this on the web.
My way would be, I can still obsess over things I care about, but I know I can know when to stop. I still have the energy for that. I can focus on reading, on people. I'm never sleepy or tired again. I can feel rejuvenated when I wake up. I can get sad. I can experience emotions. I go through highs and lows, but I'm not stuck there for months and months and months at a time. Yeah, I'd like to keep my obsessions. I enjoy those. I've been told once or twice by people not that close to me that they don't think I experience feelings, and that hurts. Definitely do. I was a very, very angry child. I don't cry a lot. I experience happiness. I experience numbness, which is not exactly, but it's telling of something. I do experience sadness. I experience confusion and hope and disdain, and apathy sometimes, and inspiration, and I have all of these things, and I've gotten better at naming them. So it's real. I love a party. I love a gathering with friends, with food and grass and dance, and love that stuff. Love playing a good video game with a friend, or listening to an interesting audiobook that makes me think in a way that I've never thought before. Love watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars with my friends when all of us should be going to sleep and going to work in a couple of hours. Yeah, that's a stranger. Love my family, love those who are hurt around me. I feel for them. Lord willing, this will expose me to wider and deeper emotions. I should really go, but that's what I got.